All right, you guys, and I know a lot of y'all about to debate me, and y'all about to probably not even, y'all probably about to unsubscribe from me and everything, but it's my opinion and it's what I think. And if y'all literally watching and listening to what everything that's going on in the world, it might get other people to think about that too. Now, obviously, to me, it's two different solutions to this. Obviously, one is better, but if you don't have this option, then hear me out on this. Now, I've had a tap purifier and all that stuff like that. And they don't always obviously do their best too. You figure that filter, you know, the holes are only but so big in the filter depending on what you're getting in the Brita and stuff like that. And it's only but so much you can do to clean those. And just everything's becoming faulty nowadays. If you really look at it, it's a lot of recalls, a lot of stuff is spoiling and all that stuff like that. Okay, bottled water. Now, I'm a person that didn't grow up on bottled water. I grew up on tap water. And by the grace of God and jinx, knock on wood, knock on wood, I believe in. So I haven't gotten sick like that. I haven't really went to the hospital, grace be to God, for anything like that. I haven't had any surgeries, major surgeries or anything. I've been pretty healthy off of tap water. I didn't really start drinking bottled water, honestly, like that until I met my husband, which was when I was like 19 or 20. Or I'm sorry, 19, turning 20. So that's my debate. You see the bottled waters and stuff like that, and now I'm starting to see those be recalled. And it brings a good point that it's a wonder why. Maybe the plastic around it, maybe it's the brand, who knows? It could be all the same water, and they just changing the labels. I don't know if anybody thought about that. Also, you don't know how long that water is sitting there in those warehouses or wherever they're sitting before you buy them, let alone how long they're sitting in the stores before you buy them. Yes, the single bottle water that you may get from 7-Eleven too. Yes, that too. You know, or the Great Value brand, the ones that they are branded themselves off of the store. What I think Walmart's is, yeah, Great Value. So some of those companies, I've actually seen a video where, not saying Walmart themselves, not saying that, but I have seen a video where a company, one of the workers have showed that they just fill it up out of the sink themselves. And I've worked also for a pizza place, and it's a well-known pizza place, and I'm not going to mention it. Years ago, when I was 17, 18, and this was way before any of the recalls, COVID, or any of that stuff. Like I said, I was like 17, 18 at that time. I'm 33 now. So, yeah, you do the math. Almost 17 years ago. Where, you know, you would think that this place, is making your food fresh or making their dough, a little fresher. They are reusing some of this stuff. They are preserving some of these things. So you wonder why there's recalls, why people are probably getting sick and all that. And it just has me thinking about the water that we consume every day that we think is fresh, right along with the meats and produce and all this stuff like that, that some people are blinded to. I'm not. And it just brings me the question too, that when people, wonder, I still drink tap water a little bit, honestly, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. And like I said, this is the part where also people may start to continue to click off the video. Thank you for watching. But if you see where I'm coming from, you see it's a lot of elderly people. You wonder, yeah, oh, they're old, but that's the thing. They're old. And they've been doing that. And they have been saying that the water is no good. They don't purify the water. They don't clean the water. Oh, boil the water. Oh, get these Britas. It's people that get the Britas and stuff still get sick from other things or water or whatever they get sick from. Now, it just make me think about a whole bunch of other products and stuff too, and why these recalls may be happening. I've worked at grocery stores. I've done reshopping, the restocking. You know, you're supposed to put the perishables back, the dairy products back as soon as you can to conserve it from spoiling. You know, you don't want to wait until it melts and then put it back. That is some of the reasons why too. If it's no good, it spoils and stuff like that. Outside of the people who make these products, and if they're not doing the, the proper precautions to make sure that these foods are properly handled. I've worked in the healthcare field. So both of them kind of go hand in hand as far as in cleanliness and hygiene. And now I'm going for business on the education side of things. So I like to think that I have a little bit of balance. I've dabbled in a few different careers and aspects in my life, not just nails. So it also, just like I said, brings me back to this water that we drink. What are you? Do you drink tap water? Or are you still, no, I'll take my chances with the bottled water. Look at the expiration dates on those. And think to yourself, how long does the plastic, it has a date on there. It has expiration date on these things. Not necessarily due to the water, but because of the plastic that it's in. You know, that plastic is not necessarily recyclable. It's not paper bags or cardboard. Um, it doesn't really disintegrate. So, and it's not good for the earth. And I'm not going there with it either. I'm just saying, you guys, you got to think about some of this stuff. You got to think about some of these things. Why did they stop using a glass? They used to use glass. Not just because it breaks and, yeah, sure, the cost is cheaper to make. They have brands of water that are cheaper. They have brands of water that are more expensive. It could be the same, very same tap water. You're thinking you're getting good water because I'm paying for Polar Spring or Aqua. And I thought that too at one point. And that's why we started getting bottled water. But then I think about it and I'm like, when I run this water and I run my water, okay, I run it on hot side, let the water boil. The same you would do with boiling on a stove if you use that method. And then I run it for another 2 to 3 minutes on the cold side. I look at it, I sit there, I examine it. It's coming out clear. I pour it in the cup. I do the little test to see if I see anything that's obvious to me, to the eye. I've tried the purifier, of course. You got to keep constantly, of course, replacing those, and not even just the filters, but constantly replacing them. I don't have to replace my coffee filter. My coffee doesn't taste any different. In these coffee shops, do you think they're using bottled water when they're making the coffee? No, they're using the water right out of the sink, and a lot of times it's not a purifier on that. Just because they have that fancy stainless set. Well, I have also a stainless, sink. You gotta, I hope this puts of where I'm going with this. When they make the food, they're using the water out of the sink, tap water. They're not getting the bottled water and pouring that in there. So I'm not trying to sound or ruin anything for anybody. I just want you guys to think as they keep recalling things. And it's leaving us to figure it out for ourselves. We're not going to be able to trust, of course, to be able to go to the store really anymore. Or you got to figure it out and hope and pray that you just don't get sick off this stuff. Or when you go to the fast food restaurants, do you really think they're taking the time to say, hey, I'm just going to make sure that, that this is not frozen. Let's make sure we actually cook. You already know that most likely that stuff is processed. And then again, we still eat it, some of us. Chick-fil-A, all of that stuff. They can say whatever they want. A lot of that stuff is frozen. Um, yeah. So I hope that that gives you guys some kind of outlet. And I just still, what's your thoughts on the comments below? Comment your thoughts below down in the comment section. Let me know, did that change any ideas for anybody? Anybody think it different? Or do I sound ignorant? If I sound ignorant, that's fine. Go ahead and dislike this video, and I understand. If you understand where I'm coming from in this video, give it a thumbs up. Turn on post notifications and like and subscribe. I'll be trying. I'm thinking, guys. It got me thinking. I'm watching the news and it just got me thinking. And yeah, I know when we worked at the nursing homes, the water came out the tap because we couldn't even afford the ice stand. That the ice dispenser and the ice water dispenser was broken most of the time I was there. I was there a couple years, the last nursing home I worked at. And it was broken. And my residents were still fine. And they weren't getting sick off of that. If they were, it was off of a med era. Not off ice water. Not off tap water. The most they complained is, this is nasty. The taste is nasty. And yes, it does have the things in it, but then you wonder too, with the plastic, what is in the bottled waters? If this is in the tap water, fluoride or whatever, if that's in the tap water, then what is in the bottled waters that have been sitting there? And you can guarantee they've been sitting there for at least a good 4 to 5 years, or who knows, before it's put on the shelves and marketed to these stores. Before you buy them. Before I buy them. All right, you guys. I hope that was useful information. If you like these videos, like I said, thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But yes, I hope to see you guys in another video. Keep yourself healthy, keep yourself safe, and yeah, bye.